Ciao e benvenuti su Livo Learn Italian Vocabulary, a division of LIS Learn Italian with Songs. Io sono Pietro and today you are going to learn
everything about the Italian national healthcare system.
You're gonna learn
a lot of words about the Italian national healthcare system.
You are surely going to learn some words and language about the Italian national healthcare system. And how is the Italian national healthcare system called in Italian? Well, you can use the long definition, il Sistema Sanitario Nazionale, or you can use the word that everybody uses, and it's la sanità. La sanità, feminine noun, is the friendly way with which we refer to the national healthcare system. And why am I shooting this video right now? Well, it's easy. It's because I was recently hospitalized. And with this video, I also want to show my gratitude for what I think is an awesome healthcare system. And the best thing about it is that it's totally free.
Now, for the sake of accuracy, I should say that it's virtually free or almost free. If you have to do labs or exams, which I will tell you later how to say in Italian, you usually pay what we call a ticket, just like the English word a ticket, which is a small amount of money, 25 euros, 35 euros, which in dollars is, I don't know, $30, some $40-ish for x-rays or blood work or stuff like that.
I have here a list of words that I jotted down and that I want to teach you. These are words that come from my personal experience. Of course, I will leave out many words and terms that you might want to learn, and therefore I encourage you to write a comment in the comment section asking me if there's a word that you want to know, and I will tell you, or maybe I will make a second video to tell all the words that I left out. So, talking from my personal experience. Well, first of all, I have to say that I'm from the north of Italy, and I've heard many times that the national healthcare system works better in the north than in the south of Italy. I don't know about that, but what I know is for sure, what I've already told you, that healthcare is free for everyone in Italy. So, starting from my personal experience once again, the first thing that you have to know is that everybody in Italy has his or her own doctor. And the Italian word for doctor is dottore. Dottore if it's a male doctor, dottoressa if she's a woman. Now you can also use another word which has only the masculine version, and it's medico. Your doctor can also be called medico. So you can refer to your doctor with the word dottore or dottoressa, or you can call him or her medico. Now the context will explain if she's a woman or he's a man. Medico, dottore, dottoressa. Now I was saying that everybody in Italy has his or her own doctor, and we called the family doctor il medico di famiglia. Medico di famiglia. There's also another name for the family doctor, and it's medico di base. Medico di base. And the medico di famiglia or medico di base is the doctor to which you go when you have to maybe renew your prescriptions. And I will tell you later what's the Italian word for prescriptions, or if you have some kind of illness that needs attention but it's not an emergency. So the Italian word for prescription is la ricetta. La ricetta. Now you might have heard this word in a kitchen environment. That's because the recipe for some dish is also called la ricetta. So ricetta can be your prescription for medicine or your recipe when you're cooking. Now the official name for the family doctor, il medico di famiglia or medico di base, is,
and I've looked it up because I didn't know it,
it's medico di assistenza primaria. I don't think that there's more than 20 Italian people who use this definition, medico di assistenza primaria. Everybody says medico di famiglia or medico di base. What happens if you're feeling ill during the night? Well, there's the guardia medica. Let me say it again, guardia medica. And the official name for the guardia medica, which no one uses, is,
let me read it,
medico di continuità assistenziale. Medico di continuità assistenziale. Familiar name and widely used. Guardia medica. Guardia medica. So during the night or on holidays, you have a telephone number to call and a doctor from the Guardia Medica will answer. Now, when you go to your doctor, to your medico di famiglia, you usually go to the clinic of your doctor, and the term in Italian for that is ambulatorio. Ambulatorio is your doctor's office or clinic. When there's something a bit more dangerous happening to you from a medical point of view, you might want to go to a hospital, and the hospital in Italian is ospedale. Ospedale. Ospedale is your hospital. If it's really an emergency and something very dangerous is happening to you, you might want to call the ambulance. And ambulance in Italian is ambulanza. Ambulanza. Ambulanza is the ambulance, and usually the ambulanza will take you to the emergency room, to the ER, which in Italian is il pronto soccorso. Pronto soccorso. Pronto soccorso in Italian is the ER. After you have received the first basic treatment at the ER, you might be moved to another hospital ward, and in Italian the section or the ward of a hospital is called reparto. Reparto. Reparto is that part of the hospital that deals with a specific illness or condition. So you will have cardiology, in my case cardiologia, but then you have physiotherapia, immunologia, and there are many other wards, reparti, and I will not give you the definition for each and every one of them. You can ask me in the comments below. But here are some tips. Usually the branches of medicine and therefore the name of the related wards, reparti, and with the logia, which is, I think it comes from Greek and it's the study of something. So, for example, if you're going to cardiology, you're going to cardiologia. But if you have some disease of your skin, you might want to go to the dermatology. Pregnant women will go to the gynecology. And so every ward has the name of the branch of the medicine which is exercised in that particular ward. Now, whenever you get a cure in Italian is called cura, but the slightly more technical term is terapia, just like therapy. Terapia, therapy, cura, a cure. When you're in the ER or in a ward at the hospital, there will be personnel there, of course, and mainly you have nurses. And a nurse in Italian is infermiera if she's a woman, or infermiere with the E in the end if he's a man. Infermiera, female nurse, infermiere, male nurse. Now, this is tricky because the plural of infermiera is just like the singular of infermiere, the male nurse, whereas 2, 3, or 1,000 male nurses will be called infermieri. So, females, infermiera 1, infermiere 2, 3, 1,000. Male nurse, infermiere 1, infermieri 2, 3, 1,000. If they're mixed, we use the male plural. So, women and men nurses, infermieri. Apart from nurses at the hospital, you will find a lot of different personnel, but I decided to narrow it down to nurses and doctors. Doctors, we've already seen how a doctor is called, is dottore or dottoressa, and if they have to perform surgery, just like in my case, you will call them chirurgo. A surgeon in Italian is called a chirurgo. Chirurgo if he's a male, chirurga if she's a female. Chirurgo, chirurga. When you go to a doctor or to the hospital, very often you need labs. And labs in Italian is esami. Esami. Just like the exams that you do at school. Esami. We can also call labs test with the English word. Only that we don't say test, we say test. Test. So you are going to need to do esami or test. Now let's get a bit more into the specifics of labs. You might need blood samples taken. When they take you a blood sample, that is called a prelievo. Prelievo. Prelievo del sangue, a blood sample. Prelevare means to withdraw, and prelievo is withdrawal. Just like the thing that you do when you go to an ATM machine, it's a prelievo, only that there you do a prelievo di soldi, whereas at the hospital or at the doctor's clinic, you do a prelievo del sangue. You might need a CT scan, and that is called in Italian a TAC, T-A-C. Now that is an acronym, and I will write what it means under here, but we all call it a TAC. TAC. TAC is your CT scan. Or you might need some x-rays, and those are called in Italian commonly raggi. The official name is radiografia, but people usually call them raggi, which literally means rays. So radiografia, rays is your x-rays. Now you might need an ultrasound echography, that is called an ecografia.
Ecography is the accent in English.
Well, that is in Italian is an ecografia, and if you're a doctor or a nurse, you often refer to it as an echo, simply an echo. Facciamo un echo. Let's do an echo, short for ecografia. When I went to the hospital, because I have something related with my heart, they did a lot of electrocardiogram to me. And what is an electrocardiogram? Well, you might have guessed, it's an electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram. There's also another kind of test, and that is your urine test, and in Italian we call that esami delle urine. So I don't know why in Italian urine is plural when you speak about it in medical terms. Normal people will refer to pee as pee in Italian with an accent, but when you're talking medical lingo, you will say urine at the plural. But there's also the singular, and it's urina. So that's esami delle urine is your urine test. And the word esami is also used for your blood. So when you do a prelievo, remember from before, prelievo, when they take you blood, you take a blood sample, then they will examine that blood, and that is called esami del sangue. Sangue in Italian is blood, esami del sangue is blood exams, so your blood work. So what happened to me is that after a lot of esami and a lot of ecografie and a lot of elettrocardiogrammi, they found out that I had something wrong with my heart arteries, and so I had to undergo surgery. And when you undergo surgery in Italian, that is called operazione, literally operation. Mi devo operare. I have to get surgery is mi devo operare. Operazione is the short term for operazione chirurgica, which is surgical operation. Nobody says it all operazione chirurgica. We just say operazione. So when you have to have surgery, you say mi devo operare or mi devono operare. They have to give me surgery. And when they have to perform surgery, most of the times they will perform surgery in a room which is called sala operatoria. Once again, sala operatoria. Sala operatoria means OR. Sala is another Italian word for room. Commonly, we say stanza, room. The Italian word for room is stanza. But when you're talking about some particular kinds of rooms, you can also use the word sala, and that is the case for the OR, sala operatoria. Now this video is awful long already. If you're getting value out of this video, if you're learning something new, why don't you put a like, subscribe to the channel, and donate. Donations, no matter how small, are always something great for me. They really keep the channel going. So don't be shy and donate. Even €2 are enough for a coffee, un caffè at the bar, al bar in Italy, and I will be very grateful. This said, the video is awful long. I am sure that you have other words that you want to know. Please drop me a comment. If you want to know what happened to me in more detail, I'll be glad to do a video about it, but right now I don't want to bore you, and I'll see you on the next of Livo Learn Italian Vocabulary, or LIS Learn Italian with Songs. Ciao!